Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to repair the hinge on this Lenovo Yoga 730-15. The full model is Lenovo Yoga 730-15 IKB. Alright, so first thing we're going to do, I'm going to actually fold the screen backwards. So this hinge is breaking. You can see it even pried this out. I think the customer glued this piece on there. But anyways, it's not holding anymore. I can actually see some glue residue. Hopefully that's not gonna mess with the repair. Okay, so I'm gonna pinch the glass and the screen so I can fold this over. Okay, once we got that folded over, we're gonna have to remove these other little hinge covers, okay? So these can be a little bit tricky to remove. I just used my fingernail. I don't know if I can zoom in to show this, but let me see, I'll try a little bit. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, some junk over here. Okay, so first thing, you can get like a plastic tool in here. You can go from the top or the bottom. It's going to be a little tough. There's two clips, one going this way, one going that way, and then one going sideways. Sorry, 3 clips. And let's see if we can pop this out. Most likely the clips might break, but you gotta, okay, so pull that and then go this way, and then you gotta like tilt it that way. But yeah, this one clip is gone. All right, anyways, it holds in with just those 2 clips, so if you want, you can put some glue. It looks like they might have spilled some sticky substance on it. I don't know, you can see like some shiny spots in there. That's usually from like a sweet sugary spill. All right, anyways, we're gonna remove this middle bezel piece here. So to remove this, you actually need to go from the bottom. So let me flip this over and see if I can show it this way. Okay, so what we're gonna do, there's this gap here. So you gotta get in there with a plastic tool or whatever works for you. So you get in there, you kind of push it down towards the screen, and then you can pull it towards yourself. Okay, just like that. So push it down into the screen, and then you kind of pull it out towards yourself. And these clips are kind of being tough, so we might have to kind of pull this side up. So you can see now that we got the clips, we can kind of pull it that way. Okay, and then let's see, is it gonna come out now? Okay, now it's coming out. So you kind of, I guess, have to wiggle it side to side, and then there we go. Okay, so here you can see these tabs that go up into the screen, and then you have the clips down here. All right, we're gonna set that aside. Next, what we're gonna do, we need to remove, there's some screws and some stretch release adhesive tabs. Okay, so in here, we got 2 screws. There's one here. These are actually J0 or PH0. Okay, we're gonna remove those 2 screws. We got this one here. All right, and we got this one here. So we'll remove those 2. And then there's stretch release adhesive tabs. Okay, so these, you basically have to pull them parallel with the screen. So we're gonna get this, there's this black plastic, let me see if I can show you. Okay, so there's this black plastic tab. It'll help to have like some needle nose pliers or something, so you can kind of get underneath, and then you can grab it and you can pull it. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna pull it straight down like this. Okay, and I think this actually goes and swerves over sideways because it's going at a weird angle. So I'm gonna try and just pull it sideways like this. And usually you want to just pull it straight back because see, now it's getting like stuck to itself. But hopefully we'll be able to reuse this. I'm gonna try and unstick it from itself a little bit. Oh, sorry, you can't even see what I'm doing. Let me zoom out. So this kind of adhesive, it's kind of a pain. But we're gonna go sideways or slightly at an angle like this, and then now you can see it's going under to where the hinge is, and you're just gonna continue pulling straight back. Okay, and go slow. You don't want to go too fast, because if you go too fast, it might tear, and if it tears, then you're gonna be screwed. Actually, it's easier to go sideways at an angle like this. Interesting. So we're just gonna continue going that way. I'm a little worried, there's a little piece that looks like it got cut there. Okay, this is gonna be a pain because trying to film it, I don't have much room with all the stuff, but you can see we're gonna pull it slowly, and it's just continuing to stretch and come out. Okay, all right, Be careful not to get it stuck to itself. Continue pulling. It helps if you have someone else help you hold the computer down, but you can just keep switching fingers and kind of have it go through your fingers, between your fingers, so that way if it releases, you can catch the thing before it sticks to itself. You don't want to flip over and slam against itself, and then it's going to be all unusable, but we'll do what we can. Alright, it's still stuck to itself even though I was holding it, but there we go. Luckily I was able to unstick it. Okay, I'm going to stick that so it doesn't go all over the place. You can see this kind of curled on itself. Usually once it does that, it's going to be next to impossible to separate this, so we might just have to live with that. I actually haven't tried if isopropyl alcohol will help separate it. Let me give that a try. I've never tried that. Sometimes it will release the adhesive, and then once it dries up, it will be sticky again. So I don't know. I haven't tried isopropyl alcohol on this kind of adhesive. Let's see if I can somehow use that to separate it. Oh, that actually works. Hopefully it won't dissolve it, but it definitely separated it. Now I know I can reuse these adhesives even after I accidentally stick it together. We just got to put a tiny bit of isopropyl alcohol there, and then slowly work it into the piece. As you kind of pull, I think it will get more alcohol in there and allow it to release, I hope. Actually, this portion doesn't want to separate. Is it going? A little bit. Okay, let me try putting a little more. Learning something new here. Maybe this will work, maybe it won't. And for the most part, it worked. I mean, there's still like a weird little like stretch thing there that doesn't look quite right, but that worked pretty well. Okay, next let's go ahead and get the other one out. Okay, and hopefully it's gonna still be sticky enough that we can reuse it. Okay, let's grab the other side. So this side, there's the cable, so be careful not to damage that cable that's there. Okay, and we're gonna pull this as well. Alright, and let's go ahead and stretch this. Okay, these adhesive strips are always like annoying. This one looks like it was about to tear, so again, you want to be very careful, because if it tears, it's going to be stuck under the screen and there's no way to get it out. Wow, what's all this black stuff that's getting on there? Is it shredding itself? It might be shredding itself. Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared of this one. What's all that black stuff that's coming out? Oh, maybe that's the broken plastic, actually. Okay. So, in this case, for removing this, it actually helps to pull it up slightly, and then pull. And pulling it up slightly basically allows the adhesive to not stick to the part right below it. But you don't want to really pull it up too much. Uh-oh, it folded on itself. No. Okay, good. It didn't stick too bad. Okay. Continue pulling this. Oh, jeez. Okay. And this one came out pretty good. Alright, so actually none of it stuck to itself in this case. So we're good. We'll stick that aside. Alright, so here we go. We have this whole piece, 2 screws removed, and then the 2 stretch release adhesive tabs. Usually what you do from here is you slide this down slightly. Alright, and then once you do that, you can see we can lift this up. Alright, so you gotta be careful because the cables are all behind here. So this, we're gonna be fixing the hinge. I'm gonna try and show the screen thing itself, but this isn't really part of the hinge repair. This is if you need to replace the LCD or the screen. If you go to replace the screen, very important, you open the bottom, remove the battery, and then press and hold the power button for 15 seconds before messing with this cable, because if you try and pull this out and you didn't do that, there's going to be some power still left in the capacitors and resistors that's enough to fry this. You can fry the screen, you can fry the cable, you can fry this connector, you can fry the backlight circuit on the motherboard, so don't take that risk. All right. Also, if you're wondering, the screen model number, oh sorry, I got the adhesives in the way. It's really tiny. I'm just going to read it, but it's down here. It's N156HCE-EN1 revision C1, REV C1. So let me see if I can zoom in here and show that. I gotta be careful because, yeah. All right, so you can see it there, N156HCE-EN1 revision C1. Okay. Anyways, we're not here for that. We're trying to fix the hinge. So what's going on here? Oh, there's some broken plastic inside. You want to remove that. You don't want to accidentally close the screen on top of it. Okay, so let's rotate this over. We need to fix the one broken hinge. We can actually rotate the screen. So let me see if I can show you this. So you see the cable is like curving up in that way. So we can actually rotate the screen slightly to take a look at the hinge here. And it looks like someone might have tried to do something here. The screws are actually holding up just fine. So actually, this one we can fix it with some, just by securing this metal plate down, because the metal plate is what the screws for this hinge go into. So we can actually lift this up. We gotta be careful. Okay, and let's see, why is there this? Oh, this is the adhesive. So I don't know why, but they have this metal adhesive that goes over this. Okay, and wow, this thing actually cut into here. That's kind of scary. So basically what we're gonna do, let's see, I gotta be careful because if I open this too far, this hinge will move and the other side's not doing anything, so it might cause some problems. So we're gonna just rotate it this way so you can kind of see how it's holding in there. So there was some glue in there that held the screen together. Basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some new, better glue in there, and we want the glue to go on both sides, but a very thin layer. And then we're gonna sit this back down and hopefully it'll hold up well. Okay, what I like to use is JB Weld. I don't think there's anything, as far as I know, I don't know of anything stronger that will hold up really well. The only other thing I've heard is maybe, I think it's called DevCon or something, but that stuff is super expensive and I don't think it's that much stronger. So we're gonna be using JB Weld. Okay, so JB Weld is a two-part epoxy. I don't know how I'm gonna move this stuff to show this, but yeah, it's a two-part epoxy. We're basically gonna just stir up the white and the black portions, and then once we stir that all together, we're gonna fill that area and get that and sandwich it. It's gonna have to sit for 15 hours to completely set, and then it should be good to go. All right, so we're gonna get the white one first. I don't think we're gonna need a crazy amount. This is probably more than enough because we're just spreading a thin layer on both portions, but we'll see. All right, so we'll get that. All right, then we'll get the black portion. All right, and then we're just gonna stir it up real well. So, all right. Okay, hopefully that's about equal. Okay. Clean that up. All right, so we're gonna stir the two portions together, and then once you get a nice even gray color, we're gonna smear it on and stick the two pieces together. All right, mix it all together. that. Again, you want to make sure it's all evenly mixed together. You don't want to have like any marbly color. You want to make sure it's all uniform gray. Okay. Just like that. Alright. Make one nice blob here. Alright, so it looks like that, and we're basically, again, it's hard to show this, but I mean, you should have the idea. We're basically going to spread some underneath and on top. Okay, the most important part is directly like in line with where this hinge comes out, because that's where all the torque is going. So you want it to go like right in this line here. Okay, but we're going to put the JB Weld through the whole thing. Obviously, we want to have a nice, very good, secure fit. So we're going to put it through the entire thing. Let me see if I can actually hold the camera there to show you. I'm going to flip you guys upside down though. Okay, so here you can see what we're doing. Okay, looks like someone tried to scratch it up, get a better fit there. Sorry for the shaky camera movement, but I gotta do what I gotta do. Okay, this is probably actually way too much because it's gonna close and it's gonna smush on itself. So I'm gonna scrape some up and I'm gonna put it underneath on the metal portion. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to record this, so let me do that and then I'll show you the final results of what I did. Alright, so here you can see I put the JB Weld underneath on both. I don't know why they don't put it all the way to the back there. I think they only glued down the metal plate, but they don't glue down the hinge towards the back. So I'm going to actually also put JB Weld back there as well. Alright, so here you can see I put the JB Weld back there as well. We're going to now close the hinge down and then check to make sure it doesn't ooze out everywhere and clean it up. And then get the whole screen back together. Alright, so let's close this hinge down. You want to be careful you don't get the JB Weld all over yourself, obviously. So we'll close that down. Okay, you can go ahead and stick this back in place. It used to be, or supposed to be here. Okay, so here you can see the JB Weld is kind of oozing out a bit. So we're going to put some plastic wrap over the top, and that plastic wrap is going to hold it all in place. I'm also going to put some JB Weld up on the hinge over here, and then we're going to stick the plastic on top, of course with the plastic wrap. The plastic wrap will help form it in to fill the rest of this gap, and then if we need to for some reason glue this down, we will. We might, because it only has this one little clip that's holding sideways. Nothing else is going to keep it from just flipping out this way. So yeah, alright, so we got that. You can see as we kind of wiggle it, it's oozing out more, which is why we're going to have to put the plastic wrap over it. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to zoom out and let's see, put that in a certain way. Okay, and we're going to put the adhesive strips back in place. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to rotate this one so we have more access. So what we're going to do, we got to get this back into place. So the way this was, you had this piece here, okay, and then this sticks down like that, and it goes over here. It sticks onto this black plasticky thing, so it goes there. There's some like lumpiness here. It's kind of worrying me. But I think that lumpiness can't really be helped. I think that's some plastic that ripped out from the other thing. Okay, we're gonna go this way, and then this goes up this way. It doesn't need to be perfect. It can go out into the metal frame over there as well. It's just not going to really make contact with the screen. And since this adhesive was used already, you can see it's stretched, so we're going to cut the excess off because the excess isn't needed. It's not going to do anything and it's just in the way. So we're going to cut that. Okay. And you can also see I kind of wiggled it a little bit to get more of a fit. All right. Squish more of that through. Okay. I'm going to rotate this. Oh, this is going to be a little tricky because I'm worried it might stick to that. Let's go ahead and put the plastic wrap real quick into there. You can use saran wrap or whatever. I just use this packaging material that they use to wrap around packages. Okay, so I'm going to cut a piece of that. Again, you can just use regular plastic wrap, but I use this, which is used for like covering packages and stuff. So we're gonna put that here, and this is so any overflow will basically be covered with that. I actually probably shouldn't have put this yet, but it's okay. We'll see. This plastic, if it ends up like sticking in there, you can just pull out any that's showing and then leave the rest. We're gonna rotate the screen over this way now, and we'll get the adhesive on this side. Okay, so same thing, it goes out to here. Okay, and the black plastic rests in this little groove. They actually have like a little groove here for it. Okay, it's sticking to my finger. Stick to the computer, not my finger. Okay. Stick that down, okay. Then we'll stick that and we'll have it follow the black plastic thing, okay. Just like that. Again, there's going to be excess because it is stretched. So we're going to cut that excess. All right. And if you remember how we took the screen out, we had to slide it down. So now you have to be very careful, and what you do is you let the top go in, but you need to slide it over. So we're gonna have to go in, slide it in, and then drop it down. So I'm gonna turn it this way so it's easier. Okay, and again, we're gonna have to go in at an angle, so it's a little bit tricky. So you go in at an angle, make sure to hold this side up so it doesn't land and stick back down, and then get the top in. Okay, so now that you have the top, those little protruding metal pegs, I don't know if you can see those. So there are these little, I don't know if you can see that, there's the aluminum metal pegs or whatever it's made of sticking out. So again, you slide those into the frame first. That will keep the top from falling out, and then you lower this down, okay? And then you can go ahead and press down. That will get the stretch release adhesive stuck back into place. Rotate this back over. Okay, we have this plastic now protecting it so that it doesn't stick to the thing. Okay. Then we're going to get the 2 screws. You do want to make sure that this wiring or the cabling isn't on any of the raised plastic areas, because when we put that thing back on top, you don't want it to pinch this wire. Okay. Let's go ahead and get the 2 screws back in. Oops, make sure to switch back to the JIS 0. Alright, get those 2 screws in. Alright, now that we've got those screws in, we can go ahead and put this plastic bezel thing back in. You want to actually put the part closer to the screen in first, so go in at an angle, just like how when we put the screen in. Okay, and then while it's at an angle, you can now push the back down to clip it in. Make sure that the raised or the clips that go up there aren't coming out, so you want to double check and then make sure it lines up again. Okay, and then click it down, same thing, and click it down. Alright, so there we go. And let's see, I'm probably gonna leave it open like this and just put some weight on top to keep it pressed in. We'll see. It might actually be better if I fold it closed. Yeah, we're probably gonna end up folding it closed, not leaving it this way. Okay, and then let's see if we can get this in. Okay, so this piece, like I said, is gonna wiggle around. We're probably gonna have to use some glue later to help it. But for now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna get some more of the JB Weld here. Okay, and we're gonna put it in this little hole. Okay, so we're gonna fill in this little gap there. And it's protecting the screen and everything else from the JB Weld. Okay, this plastic. And this plastic stretches, so once it sets, we should be able to stretch this and pull it out. The stretching, since the JB Weld doesn't stretch, then it will basically allow this to come out and release from the JB Weld, kind of like the stretch release adhesive. Alright, so actually, since we have to kind of keep this here, I don't think I'll be able to flip it over. Let me see. Might have to tape it in place. So we can tape this piece in place. Right? All of this is kind of like a little bit experimental, kind of. Not experimental because I know what I'm doing, but experimental in the sense that it's like different on every single device, that you're kind of just winging it. You got to figure things out on the go. All right, I'm going to fold over a tab here so it's easier to peel up when we need to release it. Okay, and I'm going to stick this underneath first, stick it on there. All right, I'm going to use this to kind of push it under. All right, and then to keep it in this place, I'm going to wrap the tape over and stick it on top. All right, so that should hold there. I'm going to wrap a piece of tape here as well. Again, fold it over so you have a release tab sort. I'm going to get under here, stick the tape on. Okay, there's actually like a big gap between the screen and this here. I'm going to tape this over and tape that on top. All right, so that should hold this in place. And now we should be able to fold this closed, but let's go ahead and put this other plastic tab back in. Okay, so just like this, and click it down. All right, so yeah, this should hold itself in place. You can actually see this is kind of lifting a little, but shouldn't be an issue. Okay, so now what we got to do, we're gonna pinch this to keep the hinge from separating. Oops, I'm going to get the excess glue on myself. Let me move that out of the way. Okay. So, we're going to pinch this to keep it closed. And then, we're going to use that to help rotate the screen. Okay. Rotate it. And we're going to close this whole thing. You want to actually push down where the hinge is. So that way, you're pushing this all down, because if you push just the screen, it might separate, like it'll go like this. So you want to push down where the hinge is so it pushes the whole thing at the same time. All right, now we have this gap and this all lined up. Again, now we just got to let this sit overnight. It's going to have to sit for about 15 hours to completely set, and then we should be good to go. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. If you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. Other than that, that's pretty much it. If I have time to come back and show you guys this, I will. The customer is going to be picking it up tomorrow morning, so maybe once I wake up, that might be enough time for it to set that I can kind of open it and close it a little bit. I'll take this tape off, pull the plastic wrap out, and show you guys the end result. All right, so yeah, I'll probably see you guys in a bit. Bye for now. Alright, now that it's had time to sit, let's go ahead and take a look. So we got all the tape there we're going to have to remove. Alright, let's go ahead and open this up. You can see it's opening just fine. Alright, we're going to peel this tape off. Okay, peel this tape off. Right, and then we're going to have to get that plastic wrap out. So let's fold this all the way back. Peel this off. This. Alright, so let's see if we can get this plasticky stuff out. Okay, you can see this piece comes out just like I said. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and try and pull this stuff out as much as we can. I'm going a little bit sideways here. Let me see if I can zoom in here. Okay, you can see the plastic wrap is all coming out, and there we go. Alright, and then peel this tape, and there we go. And in order to make this removable, I'm just going to put a piece of double-sided tape here. Okay, so let me grab some double-sided tape. That way, if we ever need to take it back out, we can. Got a piece of double-sided tape. Okay. Peel a piece up. Alright. And we'll just stick this down. Okay. Peel off the protective layer. There we go. And we'll just stick this back in place on top. Alright, and that's pretty much it. There's like sticky residue from tape they put on it. You can maybe try and clean it up with some isopropyl alcohol. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Let's try and get some alcohol and clean that. There we go. It's coming out. Alright. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Again, hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. If you can't help out that way, again, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. Other than that, that's pretty much all there is to it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Alright, let's shop this. Bye.